Hey, welcome everybody. We have a very special guest with us, Tim Driedger, who is an expert at studying EMFs, electrosmog, that you're about to learn about, right? Most people have heard about 5G, and it's this kind of big concern. And yes, it is everything that means and all that it is. But Tim and I have in this conversation, and he says, well, Malcolm, it's not just 5G. There's actually things around you that are creating imbalances that we're getting, electrosmog and all its different forms that we can actually right now do something about, improve our health. And that is the focus of our conversation this afternoon. So if you're just joining us, we're coming at you live on Facebook. We're going to post the recording to YouTube and a couple other places as well. So welcome, Tim. Thanks for being on the call.
Hey, thanks for having me, Malcolm. Pleasure to be here with you.
Okay, right on. So let's just give people a little bit of a background. This is something that you're really passionate about. You've been studying this for a while. You've come out with some certifications, and let us know about that. And then we'll dive into, what is electrosmog? What are certain things that people need to be aware of?
Yeah, for myself, this whole last 2 years has been an opportunity to go dive deep into EMFs. And exposure to EMFs, electrosmog. So I started researching, did some summits, then signed up and actually through EMF Experts got my EMF certification last year because it is a passion of mine and it leverages my IT and radio background that I spent most of my career doing. So I decided it was time to take a stand and start minimizing my own personal exposure, my family's exposure, and then it just expanded from there. So now I want to get out there and help other people raise their awareness and minimize their exposure, starting at home, where that's probably the first and foremost place to start with.
Cool, right on. And I just want to insert a little caveat here because I absolutely love what you said. And I think this is what these times are about is, like you said, in the last 2 years, a window of opportunity of space opened up and you took advantage of, moving forward in educating yourself about something that, you were had some knowledge of and experience with, but really taking it to that next level to serve humanity, right? Using your gifts, using your resources in this kind of moment, this window of opportunity to help move us all forward. So thank you for doing that. I know there's a lot of folks right now, they're sitting at home, struggling with, what do we do? What can we do? They don't like the direction the world is going. And you are a perfect example of somebody taking action, taking control of your life and turning around and helping others. That's what we can all do to feel more empowered and more confident moving into the future. So thank you. And we're going to dive right into that expertise that you've been learning about. Now, most people, they've heard about EMFs. They've heard about especially 5G, the big buzzword. And let's dive right into that idea that you had shared with me as people, freak out about 5G and it's coming and and what does this all mean? You laid down some very kind of practical insight and solutions to, someone like myself and those watching that we can do, understand, and take right now to better our lives with the things that are facing us.
Yes, definitely 5G is definitely got the limelight right now. So yeah, it is definitely a concern. But fortunately, they haven't actually started using the high bandwidth slots yet for the 5G, which is even more of concern, but that we've got time for that. But most people's exposure is usually in the home, especially in the Internet of Things these days with wireless everything, right? So there's a lot of things that we can do in home to minimize our exposures around wireless stuff. But there's also other aspects, that we get exposure with falls into EMF, which not everyone necessarily knows. And that's the electric and magnetic fields that all of our electrical devices put off that can have detrimental effects on our health.
So you had broken it down into 4 categories. So Tim and I, we spent the night here at Light Cellar just kind of going around, walking around the space, and he was identifying, where are the areas that we're exposed to this unhealthy form of energy. So you broke it down into 4 categories, and it really kind of solidified and helped, ground an understanding of what are these negative energy fields, the different types, and then how to mitigate them.
Well, very high. There's the definitions that you'll hear out there and or need to understand is EMF, electromagnetic frequencies. And that encompasses everything electrical. So a common term out there is also electrosmog. It's like a fog that you cannot see because everything electrical gives off some sort of a field. So there's radio frequencies, which most everyone's probably familiar with somewhat. So all your wireless devices, your cell phones, TV, radio, all the military communications, right? That's usually all done RF. There are fiber optics and cables and stuff, but it's the wireless stuff that we're really concerned about. Electrical fields. So that is like the potential of your 110 volts in your wall, right? There's a potential for voltage sitting in that outlet whenever you need it. So that's your electrical field. And it can also be DC. And then there's magnetic fields. So whenever current flows from an electrical field, then that creates a magnetic field as well. So whenever you're exposed to a field of current flowing, if you're close enough to that field, again, there's a field that it generates. And then the other one is dirty electricity. With the modern electronics, everything, a lot of stuff has switching power supplies, your computers, your laptops, TVs, all those things. And when they actually switch and convert your 110 volts AC, in most cases, into a lower voltage or a DC voltage, it switches. And it actually creates a harmonic or a switched filter that superimposes on itself on the 110 volt AC, which runs at 60 hertz. So this dirty electricity can then run on top of our AC. And some studies have actually shown it to be potentially more detrimental to our cell and our biology health than some of the other fields as well, depending on the frequencies and amplitude and whatnot. So there's multiple things that we can be aware of and look for and help to mitigate once we understand where they're at and how far the fields extend.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for clarifying that. And I know I found it extremely eye-opening when you came here and you had all the little tools to identify and you broke it down. Okay, here's a radio frequency. Here's a little tool that measures that. You've got this saying, make the invisible visible, right? You can see the dial going, you can hear the sounds, and okay, here's a radio frequency, here's an electric frequency, and you explained all that, and then how once the current starts going, then you get that magnetic frequency along with the electrical, and then also the dirty electricity. So Tim and I, is a part of this we're going to package this into a little bit of a series. So we're diving into it now through this interview that you're watching, but over the next couple of days, I'm going to release these videos where Tim did these demonstrations, so you can see it and just be amazed as I was, looking at these little devices and going, oh, okay, there it is, and making it visible. And once you know, then you're like, oh, okay, here's how I can then remedy that, create some distance, or get these tools to help with. Maybe just to start, what are some of the problems with these EMFs, right? We hear the buzzword EMFs, we don't want 5G, it's, da, 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 da. But, for someone that maybe doesn't have a sense of how this impacts our biology, what might be some of the signs and symptoms? Because no doubt we're all affected by it. But, on that spectrum from kind of maybe minor to major, what is this EMF contributing to from a health perspective?
Well, pretty much anything and everything. We're all unique individuals, right? And we're all electric, the body electric, all our cells, the mitochondria are little batteries, right? So, and they communicate electrically. So any other frequencies can be interference. We've all probably seen or heard interference in one way, shape, or form, whether it's on our TVs through our cable systems, or maybe little walkie-talkies we use on the ski hills, whatever it is, right? So that causes interference with our body system, and it disrupts its ability to communicate, whether that's sending nerve communication to your muscles to react, immune response. So I personally have felt stabbing pains in my temple of my head when someone turned on a wireless extender in their office, in their house. They don't normally go there. They usually leave it off. They have some understanding of it, but we went, well, let's see how big that field is. So we plugged it in, and we both felt it as soon as it fired up. we both could feel it because we were relatively close. But I never felt that before in such a sharp, precise way. So again, I know it's affecting me. But in most humans, right, we don't really take action until it becomes a symptom, till it becomes chronic, till we start to feel it. And like anything other disease, it slowly creeps up, right? It's the frog in the pot that you're slowly heating up. He's slowly heating up, slowly heating up. Not until it gets hot enough and we start feeling sick do we recognize that there's something wrong and start looking for a cause of it, right?
Yeah, and I suppose just like anything, each of us have, like you said, our own unique biology, and we're going to have different expressions of our genes, our biology, and so what manifests as a result of this is going to be different. So someone could have some chronic underlying condition that is being exacerbated by this.
Yeah, I know you kind of asked, and I didn't really specify, but this can be anything. Mental fatigue, brain fog, vision problems, sensation on the skin, like burning, itching, tingling. I know of one person in certain fields, they can hear a beating going on in their ears from harmonics of frequencies that are being picked up by the auditory nerve within the ear, and moves into a different field and it goes away. So that person knows that there's a high EMF field in that space. So again, when you're getting to that stage, it's really high and you need to get out, right?
Yeah, totally.
That frog in the pot thing was just simmering, and you're always bathing in this electrosmog in one way, shape, or form, unless you're up north in the middle of a valley surrounded by mountains and there's no radios up on it, right?
Yeah, and in fact, as you were talking, it made me think about, okay, maybe I should flip this around, because we all know and have had the experience of being in a place that's free of EMFs and electrosmog, right? Going into a forest deep in the valley, away from, cell service, or even if you're still within cell service, it's just way less, right? When you're in nature, you got bare feet on the ground, you're on the beach. We know how amazing that feels. And like you say, it's kind of a soup. We come back into the city and it's coming at from so many different angles, and you come back into your house and there it is. And we sleep in this environment surrounded by it. But the good news is once you understand it, you can begin to make remedies and modifications to your home and your lifestyle to help protect you from that.
Yep, incremental changes once you become aware of it, and again, start making little changes, in your home life, and then if potentially at the work life, depending on how much control. If it's your own business, then definitely you can do some stuff. If it's not your business, then you start running into issues. Then you have to start working with outside organizations, whether it's building management companies. Same with the 5G, right? If you're trying to fight 5G, now you're fighting government. Telcos, right? It's big up, audacious kind of a battle that we have to take on. And I know there's, especially in the United States and in California, in some places, right, there's huge movements to try and overturn some of the cellular. They've been given almost a free hand to build whatever they want with the Telecommunications Act. So start small, start local, and then take one step at a day and expand it from week to week until you start feeling some changes. And again, just like anything with health, it can take a while.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm right there with you on this mission that you're on, to help educate people about, the sources of EMF, the dangers of EMF, and then the remedies. So that's why we're doing this call, doing this interview right now. And over the next several days, I'm going to post videos of those demonstrations that Tim did, here in Light Cellar. So you'll recognize some of the places we went, a lot of the tools and equipment that, is not just unique to here. You're going to find them in your home too. Tim demonstrates, the principles principles of what's going on, making that invisible visible. So stay tuned for each of those videos coming out over the next couple of days. And then we're actually going to do a little workshop to go deeper. So tentative date, Thursday, March 3rd, in the evening, in person, or join us online. And Tim's going to come to the Light Cell in the evening. We'll go from 7 to 9 p.m. And it'll be kind of a more thorough deep dive and an opportunity for you to get all your questions answered. So that's going to happen Thursday, March 3rd. Tentative. We should have that confirmed very, very soon. But check lightseller.ca. You can check out the details. That will be posted in just a moment here. And you can register for that. And we're going to make it, it's $20 just to show up, just be a part of that night, 2-hour kind of deep dive, get all your questions answered, check out some of the tools that Tim has. He'll be doing some demonstrations, and it's going to be a good night. And we're also going to run a little contest here for anybody that, we tried to make the barrier to this information as low as possible with the free videos. The workshop itself is only $20, and Tim's very generously offered to donate a free session for anybody, at, I'm not sure, it depends who they are, right? If you're going to go to your home. I know this is one of the things that you do as an offering, is you can go to someone's home, you can go to someone's workplace, just like you came here for me, and then walk them through in those individual circumstances. So he's going to be a draw for one person to get a free consult as well. So if you're listening to the interview, make sure you kind of stay up to date on each of those videos. Give it a like, comment, let us know that you're engaged and you're really interested, because he wants to work with somebody that is interested in this, improving their health via this means. And then we'll choose a winner who Tim's going to work with. So anything else that you want to add here, Tim?
I was just excited to partner with you and do this. The workshop will be great. We'll educate people on some of the terms, technology of what all the terms are, but also we'll get into practical stuff that we can do starting at home without having any instrumentation. Just with the knowledge, you can just do stuff. And then we'll do some demonstrations. We'll demonstrate some meters from basic that, if a person's interested in purchasing one, then we'll give you some tips and tricks of what to look for, maybe what to buy, what not to buy. And then we'll answer any questions, and donate a free in-home assessment for one lucky individual, I guess. And then partnering with you is great, because there's a lot of things we can do dietary-wise with superfoods and whatnot. So we're going to explore that as well as part of the workshop to say, this is, how do you eliminate it? How do you minimize it? How do you prepare your body for being robust and better prepared to handle it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all about increasing our health, and many who are tuning in are right on that path with foods, with herbs. Many are engaged in exercise, and this is just a kind of another piece of the puzzle that, myself included, as much as I kind of knew, vaguely, I had not really dove into and tackled head on. And so I'm excited. This is pure self-interest, to have Tim here and showcase him, because I want to learn this. I recognize that it's a key part of the puzzle, and I'm looking forward to, getting it figured out in my work and home environment as well. So again, invite you guys Thursday, March 3rd. If you want to come for the deep dive, super low hanging fruit, $20, just come hang out for the evening. You can join online if you're from out of town and get the same experience and benefit. And then stay tuned for these next couple of videos I'll be releasing to show you. It'll be Tim showing you the power of making that invisible visible. And let us know what you think. Post some comments down below. Share this with somebody that that needs to hear this as well. And Tim, is there anywhere that we can send them if they want to kind of reach out right away, if they want to learn more or work with you? Let us know.
Yeah, my company is TDD Management Consulting, so that's TDDMGMT consulting.ca, and you search for it, you can find me there. So looking forward to March 3rd and going deep into EMFs and superfoods and all sorts of good things at the Light Cellar. And be sure to take a look and watch for the 3 little videos that we did. There'll be a few surprising little things that we found out even when we were doing that. Is like, yeah, there's one little surprise in there where we thought things were turned off and there was something still there.
It was true. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. I'll post that link down below for folks to reach out to Tim directly, and as well as a link to the class as soon as the date and everything is finalized. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
All right. Talk to you soon, Malcolm.